Spoiler alert, didn't know it was 35 for both DLCs and not 35 for one. Still not as good as Sword Shield's $30 for both, but whatever. So the current plan as of writing this is to keep it on the shorter side. I'll make a funny cut-in joke on whether or not that's the case. Yeah, that looks about right. We're good. Can I get paid now? Thank you, future editing me. You really know how to help a fella out. Now let's hop right into it, because I want to wrap this up as soon as humanly possible. In this DLC, you get a brand new open world, Kitakami, a new story, nat decks of 200 mons, metric shit ton of power creep, and this fucking goofball. Now I'm gonna give some brief remarks about each little note I just went over. The map itself is rather bland to me. It's obvious to anyone with eyes to see what they're going for, but it really feels like stuff we've seen before. Except for two areas in the DLC, that being the pond up top of the mountain and the weird caves. These are actually quite nice looking, and you can see where a lot of the resources went. And I'm totally not rating the caves high because Gorm is in them. Not at all. There's one more thing, since I think it has something to do with how the engine renders the map. This DLC is extremely fucking laggy, just like the base game. This could either be engine dependent or just a Switch hardware skill issue, or either or really. Still not a great look no matter how you hack it. Side note, I really do wish that they would change the textures in general for the next game. I hate the idea that everything looks like it's made of clay. Other than that, the map is really just okay, I guess. Not much more to say about it, but it has a good amount of issues. Alright, story discussion time. It's just okay. I'm not gonna put up a spoiler warning because one, the big reveal is kind of obvious, and two, it's a Pokemon DLC story. You're not missing much, trust me. The story revolves around Ogerpon being a goober and the mask. Couldn't have seen that one coming. The bad guys in this one are the dudes from the
Out of your friends, which are you? Truck freak, crazy ass.
And the lore is that they are the, quote, good guys because Ogerpon is weird, and if it wasn't blatantly obvious right from the get-go, the theme is don't be a jerk to people who are different from you. Which is a fine theme, especially for a kid's game. Holy shit, I'm picking apart the story of a kid's game. And I don't really have a problem with that, to be honest. I've been personally tabbed out of the Pokemon story since Black and White, but, you know, to quote Funk,
Pokemon became a story game first and an adventure game second.
New stuff. There's a new dex. We got 200 Mons. Of those, we have 91 returns from old games, 7 new Mons, and a brand new form. That's kind of cool, right? The new Mons being the alternate Poltegeist line, box art, the goofballs, and this abomination. Jesus Christ. The new Mons are nice. Didn't expect Basculegion to come in a mainline, and definitely didn't expect Bloodmer and Ursaluna. Now, are any of them good in comp? They look like they can do some work, but I highly doubt Fluttermane or Urshi will be dethroned anytime soon. I was right. Now, speaking of dethroning comp standbys, let's segue right on into the... Oh boy, it's the yearly power creep update. Now, obviously nothing is going to take the meta-ness away from Fluttermane, despite how much I wish it so. Sigh. But some of the new Mons, like Ogerpon's only usable form, and the new Ursaluna form, do make some older Mons even more irrelevant. Cool, didn't know that was a thing that could happen. Ignoring the fact that it feels like Pheasantipity was purpose-made to shut down main, it can barely crack 6% on a good day. Oh boy. I guess what I'm coping about is that we need more Mons to shut the casket on Fluttermane, but oh well. In addition to new Mons, we have a better way to grind EVs, Mochi. Mochi give the same amount of EVs as vitamins and are far, far, far easier to get. Speaking of grinding help, a viewer in chat let me know about this new charm that doubles the Terra Shards from dens. Expect even more Terra Titans in the near future, because this makes it so much easier. Well, that's it. That's the whole DLC. I'm gonna leave a few final thoughts here in my personal rating of the DLC, then y'all can decide. I know, right? It's crazy how content is this day and age. So, my final rating for people who just enjoy Pokemon casually is... 5 out of 10, and it is not worth the money. I think that the story and overall design is far too weak for more casual players to enjoy. If you want a story that feels like it means something, just emulate Black and White. And if you want to know if the game is still worth it or not, it is not. And for the established comp players, the rating is 7 or 8 out of 10, and it is most certainly worth the money. For comp players, stuff like story barely matters, and the real things are the new goofy mons and way to grind. And if that's what you're in for, this is the literal gold mine. Also, bear in consideration that this is a dual DLC pass, while the other DLC is not out yet. When it comes out, this can certainly change things, and the next review I make on Indigo Disc will take both DLC into the final consideration. So, that's it. Vid overtime. I guess it's time to work on other things and speedrun these credits. So yeah, eyes to the skies, lads. I'll see you all topside. Oh, wait. Is this like... Is this where I can get them? Oh.